Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about linear and quadratic functions and how they intersect with each other. Now, first things first, we have to think about a linear equation. Well, a linear or a line usually has the function of something like y equals mx plus b, and it usually has a graph that kind of makes a straight line like that. Quadratics, also known as parabolas, have usually a U shape. They're usually y equals x squared. X to the power 2 is usually what makes a quadratic. It usually has a graph with a big U or a parabola on it. Now, one way to think about these is that they can either cross 0 times, this linear and this quadratic. They can cross exactly 1 time, or they can cross 2 times together. So that would either give us 0, 1, or 2 solutions depending on how many times they touch each other, how many times the line crosses the parabola. Now, we're going to try to graph some of these. So the first thing says determine the number of points of intersection for the system. To graph this, what you're going to have to do is go to your TI Inspire program. You're going to go down to Graph, and you should have a picture like this. What you can do is hit Tab, and that'll put in the first equation. You don't have to put the y equals part, you can just put in this part. So I'm just going to plug in x to the power 2 plus 5 and hit Enter. And there is my parabola. If you need to, you can grab the screen around and move it around so that way you can see it. Now, if your screen ever gets like weird and you're like, oh my god, where's everything? I can't find anything here. Don't worry. Just go to Menu, Window Zoom, Standard, and I'll snap you back to the stop. Sometimes you might need to zoom out, so you can go Window Zoom and zoom out, and then just click somewhere. Just click it once. Don't keep doing it because then it'll be like too far away or something like that. So, all right, here is our quadratic. If you notice this part's in the way too, you can always grab this and move it away so that we can see a little bit better. I'm going to move it back to Zoom Standard. All right, just kind of moving up. Now I'm going to put my other one there too, which is y equals 5. So let's do, I'm going to hit Tab again. And normally it would be y equals 5, but remember, f of x is just the same thing as the y. It's your output. So we're just going to put 5. Bam! Now I have these two pieces. I have my linear and my quadratic. Now, if you're trying to figure out, how would we draw this? Well, let's do that. We have this red line here at 1, 2, 3, 4, at about the 5th part. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this red. So here would be that our linear equation just like that. We know we have this other one right here too. Now, if we want to figure out exactly where they intersect, you have to go to Menu, go to Trace, not Uno, not Dos, but Trace. Haha. Then you're going to go to Graph Trace. What you're able to do now is you should see this little marker here, and you're going to kind of press left and right, and it's going to stop in important spots. Like right here, it says that was the y-intercept. You see how it kind of popped up y-intercept? Well, this is also the spot where they intersect. So I know they intersect right here, and I'm going to draw a parabola like this. Just like that. So then, how many solutions do I have? I have one solution. Because they crossed, or they intersected, one time. Where was that solution at? Well, it's right there at 0, 5. But also, you can look here, and it told you also 0, 5. Well, that's your first solution. Now, let's do one more. I'm going to hit delete 3 times. Delete, 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 and you should get rid of everything. Hit yes. And we're going to try this one. X squared minus 2. So let's hit tab. X to the power 2 minus 2. Hit enter. All right, here we go. Now we're going to do tab again. Tab and hit 7. Whoops, I didn't hit it. Tab, 7, hit enter. And sometimes some people might be like, hey, I don't see that line on here. Where is it? Well, sometimes you might have to move around your graph to find it. Or once again, you might have to zoom out. Now, if you're like, man, I can't really tell where the spot is, you're going to have to use the trace button again. So hit Menu, Trace, Graph Trace. All right, so then let's try to figure out these intersections. What I'm going to start to do now is kind of put in some of the key spots here. Like I've got a y-intercept right here at 0, -2. So I'm going to go to 0, -2 and put a dot there. Notice how this kind of comes up in between like the 1 and the 2. There's our 0. It's at 1.41. We're just going to work best we can about 1.41. Put a dot there. Then we're going to go up, 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 up. Okay, there it is at 3, 7. Notice how like I got an intersection there, and it even kind of says, it should say intersection. Usually it pops up. 3, 7. So we have to go to 3 up to, what, wrong one. 3, 7 right there, and that would be 1. And then let's do it the other way. This one's at -141. So let's go -141, 0. Keep going where they intersect. Up, 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 up. There we go. -3, 7. -3. Wrong one again. -3, 7. Okay, so those are all the important parts. Now, I'm going to draw the red line to be the linear. Notice how it goes right through those two spots. Then I'm going to connect the dots, just like this, to make our quadratic. Now, I have 2 solutions. Well, why do I only have 2 when you see like all these 5 dots? Remember, we're only recording where the linear and the quadratic cross each other, where they intersect. So we have one solution here, which was at -3, 7, and the other one was on the opposite side at 3, 7. So what I want you guys to do is start graphing these out and trying to find solutions. And there is a possibility you might have no solutions where they do not intersect. But it's going to be a little bit of discovery, a little bit of you trying to figure stuff out.